everybody. This is Avant, host of the YAMS Talk Show. Today is Sunday, August the 9th, 2020. This is my last show for this extended season, the summer season, that I've done this whole series on black men and endangered species. And I have a very special show to end this series on tonight, you guys. Tonight, I'm interviewing one of my best friends for over 20 years, who is a Senatobia police officer, Mr. Avant. I'm trying to see, did the same show we're live? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not showing up on my page.
It's Jamil is watching.
Huh?
It's Jamil thought someone's watching. Somebody's watching.
I don't see it yet. Okay, here we go. I see it now. Okay, okay. So I have Mr. Author Avant here with us. I'm going to bring him over shortly. But I do want to make some announcements before we start today's show. I'm going to give people the opportunity to sign on. We're going to have a very interesting conversation today because, as you guys know, for the last month or two, maybe 3 months, I can't remember now. I think I probably started this the end of May after my dad died. I started a series, a summer series called Black Men and Endangered Species. And we've been talking about how our black men are under attack, as we've seen, and we're still experiencing the whole George Floyd thing that happened in Minneapolis, the Breonna Tillman, and just we've heard over and over again how our police force, it seems, is killing our young black boys and all the protests that have been going on around the world. Black Lives Matter this and Black Lives Matter that. I've done a story on the school to prison pipeline, how our young black men, or people in general, students, children, are being set up to go to prison from school to prison pipeline. We talked about is religion working in the black community with everything that is happening. And so I wanted to end this summer series, you guys, with a very opposite type of story. This is my friend, Author Yvonne, who was a Senatobia police officer, a black man in a blue uniform, who was wrongly accused, you guys, of sexual harassment, if you will, and has lost his job and a lot of things, and how the law within itself, where he served and protected us, has turned against him, you guys. And he's here to break his silence about this whole tragic and being wrongfully accused as a black man in blue uniform, you guys. He has a very interesting life story that he's going to share with us. He's breaking his silence today and giving YAMS an exclusive interview about what's happened to him in Senatobia, Mississippi. We know that Mississippi is one of the most racist states in the whole state of the United States, the 40 states that we have. So he's breaking his silence today. This started with him back in January or December of 2017. The story broke about a Senatobia, Mississippi police officer, I think the sheriff or whatever. We'll talk a little bit more about how he lost his job and what he's been doing and how he's kept quiet, and learned a lot about the very system, the justice system that he took a vow to serve and protect turned on him, you guys. He's a very nice person. When the story broke, I knew that it was a lie. I knew that the media sensationalized things, but I didn't know how deep the justice system can stab you in the back when you are a person who has taken a vow to serve and protect, you guys. So I'm going to give him a few minutes to come over. We're going to listen to some music here for a few minutes before he comes over. I want more people to sign on, but come on over, Arthur. Have a seat. We're going to get the show started here shortly. I'm going to just listen to some music. It's beautiful here in Memphis, Tennessee, but it is hot. Welcome, my brother.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you
Welcome.
for having me.
You know, we're going to listen to some music right quick. We're going to listen to some music about 5 minutes. My sister Abina Dorch has signed on. Hello. So let me go to YouTube. I forgot to have it up here. I always try to listen to some music. Is your music still on here? Double A?
Yeah, under my name. Should be just
Other Avant. We're gonna listen to some of his music today, you guys. He is a talented brother. Put you up here. I wanted to hear the song about Double A
which one?
about the drugs. Is this it, the rapping officer?
This video of it right there.
Yeah, that's the name of it. We're gonna listen to a song by author Avant called "But I." It's a rap song.
My hat said.
Is this your okay?
That's me.
That's it. He's on YouTube, you guys. This is his song.
Like me, double lady, like me is what I always say. So back up, kids. Those drugs ain't right. If you drug free,
Being drug free, you guys.
Alright. If you drug free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you drug free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you drug free and you know it, you really ought to show it. If you drug free and you know it, say it with me. Alright.
Alright.
Yo, this is Double A again, coming to you in 2010 with a new hit.
Introduction.
All you kids,
Okay.
I want you to say it with me. If you're drug free, you know it, say it with me.
Drug free.
If you're drug free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If
I'm alright.
and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you're drug free and you know it, you really
You're drug free and you know it. Say it in the comments. Alright.
Before the break of dawn, I stepped out Gucci with my fresh shoes on. Open up my blinds and let the light come in. Look out the window, that's with my best friend. We've been kicking it and partners since kindergarten grade. I grabbed me a sandwich and some great Kool-Aid. I ran outside where we stood and talked.
Please share this video, you guys.
That means we took a walk. We went down the street, headed for the stove. We took the same route that we always go. A man stepped to us and said, "You want some drugs?" He said, "The best on the street that's gonna make the buzz." He said, "Get some of this, it's a guarantee." I said, "Let me guess, if I had wings, I would fly." So back up, straight those drugs ain't right. If you're drunk and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you're drunk and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you're drunk and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If it's all the kids, I'm gonna say that.
Yes.
This is all the kids.
Alright.
We bet and push forward to east. No, it won't go let any drugs till our peace. Just then, at the corner of my eye, a caddy rolled up. Said 24, I can come in the trunk. Candy paint, apple red, diamond in his grill. And fresh cut red, hand sagging, always shining. So much ice and gold, so much ice around the neck. A tattoo set door, always go down the window. We smell the legal smoke, so much smoke coming out, almost made us choke. He showed up, rolled up Benjamins, and said, "Y'all be like me, just make a few sales, and I'll set you free. You be rich in a week." Roll in the dough to sell some nickels and dimes in a little snow. I said, "Back up, straight those drugs ain't right. If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me."
Alright.
If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright. I'm drug free.
Say it with me. Alright. If you're drunk free and you know it, you really ought to show it. If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
We made it to the stove. We dip in and out. We off this and that. And we get off route. We cut another block and look down the street. We thought caddy or the rest of hat shackles on the street just like we knew. That crime don't pay. We say no drugs every single day.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs unless you wanna die. Don't buy, sell, or hustle, or try to get high. They make you know the drugs. Like me, double 80 drug junkies like me is what I always say. So back up, kids. Those drugs ain't right. If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me.
Alright.
If you're drunk free and you know it, say it with me.
You drug free type of alright, y'all.
You really ought to
Never
show
touch
it.
the
If you're
drug.
drunk free and you
Me
know
neither.
it,
I
say
never
it
died in
with
my
me.
life.
Alright.
Alright.
That was one of kids' favorites.
All right, you guys. This we should have named the show. All right. If you're drug free and you know it, type I. I'm drug free all my life. I've never been high in my life.
Yeah,
I've never been high.
I know nothing about it.
Never wanted to puff pass. And I'm thankful for that. I used to be ashamed because my girlfriends who love to get high would always say, you just think you something. You think you too good to get high.
And
It would
you
hurt my feelings, but now I'm like, you damn right I'm too good to get high.
We are too good to get high.
Too good to get high, to have something alter my cognitive and critical and conscious thinking, because that's what drugs does to us. But again, welcome to the show today, you guys. Please share this video. I'm honored to have this exclusive interview with author Avant from Senatobia, Mississippi. We've been friends since 1998. That's a long time. And we were both aspiring writers. We attended the second annual Black Writers Conference right here in Memphis, Tennessee, down at the Peabody back in 1998. Yeah. And we have absolutely been best of friends ever since then. And so I had him on the show in 2017, around August or so, or maybe September or something like that. He's been honored and highly decorated, honestly. He worked with the DARE program. Tell us what DARE stands for.
Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
Officer taught class, went
Yes.
class and teach fifth grade.
Yes.
How to be drug free.
Teaching kids how to be drug free. He's been honored as a DARE officer down at Senatobia, Mississippi, which is not that far from here. What, about 50 miles or so, depending? Yeah, I've been down there several times. And he served on the Senatobia Police Department for what, about how long?
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. When I met him, I think he was a paramedic or a firefighter, or he was
EMT.
EMT.
Yeah.
And he called me one day and he's like, I'm going to be a police officer.
A lot of people don't know that. They don't know I went through EMT school. They have no idea.
And he's been an officer ever since then, up until 3 years ago, basically. 2017.
Too, because I ended up working in 2018.
2018. Yeah. His life changed dramatically just about 3 years ago.
Right.
I don't know if you guys remember, because there's so much social media now. You hear something now, and you ain't got to worry about it, because
drama fed.
yeah. And so, but back in like 2017 in December, the news came out that a Senatobia police officer had lost his job due to. You tell us about what is it for?
Well, I was the alderman of the board in Senatobia received an anonymous letter.
Okay.
And
Speak up just a little.
due to the at-will, fire at will law,
Yeah.
the letter was enough to let me go.
Okay.
With no investigation,
Yes.
no prior write-ups, no
Yeah.
anything, no nothing. It's just so I'd let you go because we got an anonymous letter.
Okay.
That's how it began.
Okay. And it hit the news that this anonymous letter supposedly stated what?
Stated that I'm a trainer also, so I was making girls uncomfortable. I can't remember all now what it said.
But a sexual harassment type of charge or something, or
it didn't.
letter.
It didn't even say that.
Okay,
it
it
didn't
say that.
go that. It didn't
Go that deep.
far. It was just really vague, and it was set up.
Okay. So the letter came from somebody in Senatobia area, sent an anonymous letter, which means they didn't say who they were.
Nothing.
Or who you had supposedly
Till this day.
hurt or harassed, or whatever the case may be. It went into the Senatobia Police Department, or to the alderman. What do you mean?
I think one of the aldermen had gotten a copy of it, and they took it to the rest of them, the board, and they had a meeting. The next day I know I was out of a job.
Okay. So he's told me this story, you guys. It brought me to tears, because up until that was like December of 2017,
right,
he has been an upstanding citizen of the universe. Took that vow, that oath to serve and protect had helped so many children with the DARE program. When I was living in Detroit, I always saw these news flashes because I kind of kept up with some program he was at, being honored and working with kids. He started, he was known as the rapping officer, teaching kids how to live and be drug-free. And just using his life as an example of how to live your purpose and help people. That's who he is. That's how our connection really has stayed so strong all of these years. And so, can you imagine taking an oath or a vow to serve and protect the community and do all of these wonderful things, and one day an anonymous letter comes in with no proof? No pictures, no text messages,
nothing.
No emails, nothing.
Till this day, nothing.
And the news spins it like a black man, like they do with our black men. And of course, we are talking about black men being an endangered species, you guys. My sister called me and when the news first broke back in that December of 2017. And he had just been on my show maybe 2 months before that. And she says, I think your friend, author, is on the news. And I was like, he always on the news or something. I told you know, he was always being honored for something that he'd done to help, particularly the youth in that area down there.
Right.
You know, he's an author. He writes books and just all these fabulous things that he's done. So when I didn't look at it online, I mean on television, I pulled it up on YouTube, and I got severely depressed because I knew they were not talking about the author of Avant that I knew.
Right.
And that's some people you can tell people by their character how they live their life, how they carry themselves. He would have to have been smoking. Somebody poisoned you. You had to have done the things that they accused him of doing.
Right.
And I reached out to him, you know, to just let him know that I was here for him.
Thank you.
Just to talk, even if it was just to talk about something totally different, you know, just to get your mind off of things, because I knew in my heart that what he was being accused of could not be true. Now, part of what he does too, you guys, he is a fitness trainer. I wish he lived here. And so part of these accusations kind of came from within your training, right?
Yeah, and they just used, you know, they used the platform of the Me Too movement. They used it, you know, it had gotten very popular. I don't know how many years prior, but you can go way back to
but about 3 years ago, it was really popular.
You can charge somebody for, all of a sudden you take a hug, and he made me feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
So then you're guilty of that.
So his experience, you guys, got caught up into 3 years ago. The Me Too movement was really kicking off again with that Harvey Weinstein or Jeffrey Amps, whatever his name is, Einstein, and all those women coming forth with Bill Cosby. So his experience got caught up in the Me Too part, where if anybody say you hugged you wrong, you touched somebody wrong, then all of a sudden you are a pedophile, you are a child molester, you are a womanizer. And so his life story, his life, which was false accusations, just because they were accusations, people believe because of the time frame. Here we go again. Here we go again, you know. And so he was wrongfully accused, you guys. If I was your attorney, you know, I'd have been up there, like, you know. And so he was with the Senatobia Police Department. And how did you find out about these accusations? Did they approach you at work one day? Give us a little history of what happened. How were you approached and let go?
Well, I was going to go through a phone call for Senatobia.
Senatobia Police Department, Senatobia, Mississippi.
Then I ended up in Tunica at the Tunica Sheriff Department.
Okay.
Which.
So they just let you go.
They just let me go.
They didn't there was no trial or anything. Just because of the accusations, they just decided to terminate your employment.
Yeah, they
Okay.
just terminated me, and then the town, the city, the people that loved me and knew me, they was in an uproar.
Yeah.
Wanted to know why.
Yeah.
Well, in the state of Mississippi, it's at will.
At
It's
will.
because you just don't like me, or I'm too popular, or
Yeah.
I'm successful. Too many like me.
Yeah.
If you don't, you can
Yeah.
get rid of me if you're in position. So
Yes.
basically, that's what it boiled down to. So I went about my way, went to Tunica, which that wasn't good enough. But
Okay.
now I
So
went
you
from one
didn't
job to the next.
He wasn't prosecuted. I want to slow it down just a little bit so I can understand.
Right.
The accusations came into the alderman or whomever.
Mhm.
And Senatobia just decided to let him go. No charges were pressed. Nothing legal happened other than you lost your job because, like Tennessee and most states are at will states. That means that an employer can let you go just because. They don't need a reason. They can you can come in one day and they can say, we don't need your services anymore, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So nothing happened judicially when they let him go because of a letter.
Right.
Someone wrote a letter saying that he had done something on the job.
Yeah, well, I was saying I need to be investigated.
Okay.
And I remember that now.
Okay.
I was saying things
Speak up.
yeah, saying I need to be investigated, saying things that making up. They was using everything that I do, and they just doctored up this letter
Yeah.
to make it seem like, because they knew all they had to do. It was somebody on the inside
Yeah.
who had them write the letter
Okay.
and had it doctored up where they looked good, sounded decent.
Yeah.
Just all they needed was that.
But they didn't disclose who they were.
No.
It was an anonymous letter came in, and he was let go from the Senatobia Police Department with no type of trial, just nothing. He just fired, basically.
Right.
And immediately, you got a job
In Tunica.
in Tunica County
Yes, a deputy.
as a deputy sheriff because they knew your reputation, how
Right.
good you were,
I've
blah,
been
blah,
there
blah.
working with their kids. In
Yeah.
the program.
So because he's known everywhere down south for sure.
Right.
And so he immediately got another job, and you didn't think nothing about the charges or not the charges, because he wasn't charged about the letter.
No, because it wasn't nothing of it.
There's nothing to it. None of it's
just,
true.
you know,
But they just let him go out of the speculation of it, basically is what they call it.
Right.
Yeah. Just to keep the quiet, keep the peace, they let him go, basically. You get another job a few miles away.
Yeah, it's about 45 minutes.
Okay. In Tunica County as a deputy sheriff, and you worked there for how long?
11 months.
Okay. And you didn't know nothing was stirring or whatever.
And, well, I know the devil was always busy.
Busy. Okay.
The devil was always busy.
Okay.
So I knew something was going. I just put it in the hands of God and just, whatever.
Did the Tate County, when they hired you, did they know about these accusations that you had been let go from Senatobia?
Yeah, they knew.
Okay.
They knew. Like I said, I've worked with them many years
Okay.
on many programs. So
Okay. But they knew that your character and your record spoke volumes to them.
Right.
Over this anonymous accusation that
Right.
had no proof to it.
Right.
Okay. So they hired him, you guys. He was a Tunica County deputy sheriff for 11 months. And then what happened?
Then I go get off work, wake up to one of my captains calling me. Had called me several times and
Okay.
said that I needed to turn myself in.
Okay.
And I was like, why? Turn
Okay.
myself in. I said,
Turn yourself in.
they said, did they call you? I'm like, no, nobody called me. He said, could you, you need to turn yourself in. I'm like, for what? He said, well, they wouldn't tell him.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they have my number. Everybody else had my number. They could have called.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know what it's for, but I
Okay.
know whatever it is, I already knew then.
Okay.
Like, here we go, God. Okay, they had to find something. So they gave me so much time to even just turn myself in, or they was going to send a posse pretty much after me, like I was coming in from another state.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
like you were a bank robber or something.
Right.
Yeah,
And
murderer.
I'm like, wait a minute, these are the people that I've been working with 20 years.
20
They know
years.
where I stay, right
Yeah.
down the road. My
Yeah.
house is close to the road.
Okay.
Everybody knows my vehicle, so
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
But that's the way they treated it, and
But they allowed you to come into the local station there to turn yourself in. That's what you had to do.
yeah, that county.
At Tate County, okay.
Yeah.
So you had to go to the Tate County jail system and turn yourself in.
Yeah.
Where you worked, basically.
Well, I worked in Senatobia, but Senatobia doesn't have a jail.
Okay.
Tate County has the jail.
Okay.
For the whole county, that's where we take inmates.
Okay.
So yeah, I drove myself there. And
Were you nervous? Did you wonder what it was for?
No, because I know me.
Okay.
I know me. Okay. If nobody knows me, I know me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I know for a long time, when you're doing right, when you're doing things great in your community,
Yeah.
you become a target.
You become a target. Hello.
You just do. I've been taught that all my life.
Yes.
And I knew faith was already with me.
Okay.
I never go anywhere without faith.
That's right.
So even going to the sheriff department, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't upset. I was
you knew you hadn't done anything.
I hadn't done anything, so I was confused.
Yeah.
So whatever they decided that they wanted to do, they were just going to do. But God had me.
Yeah.
So I never would, a faithful man never walked by sight, walked by faith.
Yeah.
So going in there,
Okay.
I'm just like, okay,
I'm here.
I'm here. What you got? What you got going on? And then, they handcuffed me.
So your fellow officers handcuffed you.
Well, actually, it was a jailer.
Deputy jailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deputy jailer that handcuffed me in the lobby and said,
Okay.
I got to handcuff you. And I was like,
And you knew him.
yeah. I was like, don't apologize, son. This is your job.
Okay.
This is what you do.
Okay.
You do what you do.
Okay.
I got to do what I got to do.
Okay. And so you just had your regular street clothes on.
Yeah, I put on some street clothes
Yeah,
and went down there.
went down there.
It wasn't a big.
Did you take your badge and gun with you at the time?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you call your mom or anybody to let them know, look, I got to go down and turn myself in for something?
I wanted to see my mom, who's extremely, she's the rock of our family, especially
Yeah.
since my father passed away.
Yeah.
And she just said, just take God with you, like you always
Take
do.
God with you.
You're gonna
That's
be
a
all
good.
right.
That's a mama. That's wisdom right there,
And
sweetie.
so
Take God with
I
you.
walk proud, just like my dad would want me to walk. I walk
Yeah.
proud, like you ain't did nothing.
Yeah.
Go to sheriff office, the whole town, community,
Yeah.
the nation's gonna be stirred up.
Yeah.
As you go through the storm.
Okay.
Go through the storm.
Yeah. Wow.
Stand in the storm. And I knew, even going into the jail, I'm gonna tell you what I was my thinking.
Okay. Tell me. Speak up.
My thinking going into the jail was,
Uh-huh.
there are men like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. who had been arrested
Yeah.
for doing what's right.
Yeah.
You got guys like John Lewis
Yeah.
who doing what's right. They've been locked up
Yeah.
40 times.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what they did to our Jesus. So who am I?
Okay.
All I had to do was stand on my faith, stand on
Okay.
His word,
Yeah.
take God wherever they want to
Okay.
take me, and go through whatever it is. Because
Because you knew you had done
I
nothing.
knew I hadn't done nothing.
Okay.
The devil can have myself.
Okay. So you get there, they lock you up, and just in the local.
They didn't put me in general population.
Okay.
They did. Well, they put me. When I got there, they put me in a cell with another guy. And I remember sitting in there with another guy. I looked at him. He looked at me. And first thing I asked him, I said, I didn't ask him his name, and I said, "Do you have faith?" He's like, "Why you ask me that?" I'm like, "Trust me, brother. Have faith. Whatever you're going through, go through it." I said, "Whatever I'm going through, watch me go through it. Watch God bring me out on the other side." I told him that, and he looked at me because he didn't know who I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they put me in there.
Okay.
Told me what the charge was, and they put me in there.
So what did they tell you at that time the charge was?
The charge was funneling.
Bundling.
Yeah, from back in 2009.
And this is 2017.
Right.
So did they get another letter or somebody else called in? What prompted them now to arrest you? Was it the same letter, the anonymous letter from Senatobia that was turned in, or what?
I'm going off speculation here.
Okay.
But I think I wasn't supposed to get another job.
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to crawl up under a rock
Yeah, uh-huh.
or something. So once I got another job, it's like, oh,
Ah,
we let him go for nothing, got another job.
yeah.
We need to find something.
Yes. Yes.
Because we hadn't totally embarrassed him. We hadn't
Yeah.
totally put him down. We hadn't totally
Yeah.
grabbed him by his neck where he couldn't
So
breathe.
word got out basically that, okay, nothing happened with Senatobia, they let him go. He didn't just go and bow down and bow out gracefully and
Right.
go into the regular population and go to work every day. You went and got another highly respected deputy sheriff job in Tunica County.
I got called 2 days later to come over here to work.
He didn't miss a beat,
No.
a paycheck for that matter, you know. And so, when they arrested you, what proof did they say they had? What did they have this time?
Word of mouth.
Okay.
You know, word. That's
Funneling kids, funneling women, funneling officers.
a kid. One, you know, it was a kid, but
A teenager.
yeah, teenager.
Okay. A teenager had come forth.
Well, she was supposed to be a teenager back then.
Back then, I got you. Okay.
But
In 2009. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So from 2009 to 2017, now a teenager who was a teenager then had some type of memory happen, and she
Right.
wrote
remember, that's what they were doing at this time. Everybody, if you watched it on TV and all the news, there were so many resigning their jobs.
Yeah.
A lot of them wasn't even fighting their accusations.
Yeah. They just surrendered.
They just surrendered and just lost their jobs.
Yeah, and moved on.
Moved on. So it was a hot item.
Yes.
So that was used
Yes.
on me.
Yeah. Because in 2017 and 2018, or 2017, the whole Bill Cosby thing was really big at
Right.
that time.
Right.
And Jeffrey Epstein and whoever else. So any keywords like sexual harassment, pedophile, funneling, hugs. A coach here in Memphis, I think it's at Collierville or Germantown, his team had won a basketball game or summer game, and the young lady ran and jumped up and hugged him, and it got blown out of proportion, and he lost his job.
Right. And that's because I ain't gonna say the right people got involved, but the wrong people got involved
Yes.
and took that and twisted
Yes,
it.
it's just, yeah.
Because one of my, just to say, I could tell,
Uh-huh.
one of my accusations was telling one of my DARE students that I loved her.
Yeah.
Now she was all right with that because she told me she loved me first.
Yes.
I love you, Officer Avant. I said I love you too.
Yeah.
By
Being a good officer.
that time it got home,
Yeah.
it got turned and twisted,
Yeah.
and then
Because that's the world that we're living in today, where just your day-to-day, I'm a hugger. But now it's like, with coronavirus and all this other stuff going on, I ain't hugging nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because just the kindest gesture today of public emotion and public just compassion, and happiness and joy, it's misconstrued.
Yeah.
For, oh my God, you see she touched him or whatever. And don't get me wrong, there are times when things have happened. You know what I mean? It happened to people, but we're so
Right,
we take
yeah.
everything the wrong way, in my opinion. Where you can't just tell. I love to tell people I love you because I'm a loving person.
That's
Don't
right.
take it the wrong way.
That's the way we were raised.
Yeah, I love you. I say it every day of my life to somebody. But nowadays, people will misconstrue that to, oh yeah, she must be dating him. I heard she said she loved him. I love people,
Right.
And love is now under arrest. Love is under attack.
Yep.
Love, we don't even know what love is anymore. And so because of that, you had to stay in jail. Did you get your one phone call?
I did.
Okay. Who'd you call?
I called my brother to make sure he let my mom know I'm good and I got God with me.
Okay. And so they kept you there for how long?
3 days, no visitors.
No visitors.
No visitors.
And the same clothes you had on, you had to change into an orange uniform.
Yep. Put on that dingy orange.
Orange is the new black, or the new blue in your case. Case. Okay, so you have to stay in jail, and were you allowed to get an attorney those 3 days, or you had to make bond to get out, or?
I got out after 3 days after bonding out, but at the time I wasn't.
So they set a bail for you, a bond
Yeah.
or whatever you call it. Bail.
Yeah, it was $5,000 bail, but at the time I wasn't worried. I knew who lawyer I was going to get already, but I wasn't worried about that. I took it. It's going to sound a little crazy, but when I went in that cell, as busy as I have been running around, training this and that, working, it was the first thing I said was, I'm fixing to get some rest.
You took it as a little vacation.
I said, I'm going to get some rest because I knew God had me.
Yeah.
I knew there was a purpose. I had to stay with him because when I train my athletes, and they can tell you, we talk about God, we talk about faith, we talk about walking that walk, not just saying it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to decide to pick up your cross, you going to get tested.
Yeah.
So this was my test. So when I got in there and they shut those doors and I found myself locked in a cell, it wasn't like reality came in because I hadn't done anything. Yeah. It was just like, okay, God, I've always went to a closet or went to a dark room, sat in tubs, and I talked to God.
Yeah. Be
still and let him talk to me.
Yeah.
Because the thing
about you increased your faith, not your fear.
Right.
In that prison cell for those 3 days initially, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Because I was like, I want to go with my mama. I would be like, no, mama. And I'm a germaphobe, right?
Right.
I'm a germaphobe.
You are.
I'm a germaphobe. I'll be like, oh my God, I haven't used the bathroom. But I would still know that I haven't done anything. But it is a time, most people, like prisoners who get locked up for extensive time, a lot of them change their lives and give their lives to God, whether it be, through Christianity or Muslim or whatever, is because, like you said, you have nothing else to do but be still. Be still and listen and know the direction that God is giving you to do.
There was a very beautiful moment, and these two guys are listening. I definitely just got a chance to thank y'all.
Okay.
But that cell door didn't open much, other than them sliding you a tray.
Were you in there by yourself in the cell by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had two angels that was in there. There was jailers that always they took care of me. Okay. But one time the door opened, and when the door opened, there stood a white Senatobia police officer and a black Senatobia police officer who came into the cell to check on me.
Wow.
To talk to me.
Wow.
To keep my head up.
Wow.
To let me know the kind of person I am and the officer that I am and what I meant to them.
Wow.
They came in there. I don't know if they broke protocol or whatever, but God sent them in there to let them know everybody that wears the blue
and against me.
Yeah.
You want to call their names and say thank you, or can you?
One I don't know his name because he had just started there. They know who they are. When I do see him, I'm going to thank them for that because that meant a lot to me because they didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't have to come in there and actually sit there and talk to me and let me know everything was okay. That was a beautiful spiritual moment.
Yes, that's wonderful that you recognize that too.
Right.
Wow.
I don't want everybody to think that I'm here to bash officers and this and that because it's not the uniform, it's the heart under the uniform.
Say that. It's not the uniform.
It's not the badge, it's the heart that's under the badge.
Say that now. Because all police officers are not bad police officers. I'm not, like they're talking now, defund the police and all that kind of stuff. I'm not against that because where these people killing on the freeway here, we need some policing.
Right.
So I'm not against a police. And I don't ever take one or two people and their actions and measure against the whole, like people do black people. One black person killing somebody does not represent me.
And I had some other police officers at Senatobia that stood up for me also.
Yeah, good.
They stood up in the board meeting. He knows who he are.
Yeah.
Who he is.
Yeah.
They stood up and they said what was right.
Yeah, because your character truly speaks for you. How you carry yourself and how you treat people in a crunch time. That is what people are going to know you for. How you treated people and to know if what you're being accused of fits your character. Right. So if you were a bad person, you were bad in how you walk, how you carry yourself, how you do things, and that's not the spirit that you have. No. And so for 3 days, did they feed you? Did you take a shower? Were you treated like a human being?
Yeah, I was because I mean they, like I said, I had 2 angels. They were trying to take care of me and make wanted me to eat, but I didn't eat because I used that time to fast.
Yes.
I stayed on my knees and prayed.
Oh, wow.
And I fasted, and I just thank God for putting me in this situation for whatever reason He had me.
Yeah. Yes, good rest.
Right, because I was more rested those 3 days I've been in months. And I was getting about 3 hours of sleep every other day.
Yeah, because he's a busy man, you guys. He not only a police officer and deputy sheriff, he is a professional trainer who trains athletes, a professional athletes, a lot of famous ones. And then he also teaches his own aerobics workout classes. So very busy person. Very busy person.
God has been blessed.
Yeah, and so it's amazing that in that crisis, you're like, I'm about to get me some sleep.
I need some rest. I knew God was going to work this thing out or whatever it is because Mama always said, lie don't hold.
Yeah, and we talked about this just before the show when we went live about a lie. And tell me your mom's version, what she says about a lie.
Well, I don't know what she gets it from, but a lie will get out of bed, put his pants on, go around town before the truth can get out of the bed. So,
and then I said,
right.
I said what I heard my folks say is a lie. People will carry it everywhere. When the truth can't get a ride.
Can't get a ride. Cannot get a ride. That sounds like me. Truth
is
standing there, I can't get a ride.
Truth like a black man in New York can't catch a cab.
Yeah.
Nobody want to take the truth nowhere with them, you know.
Yeah.
And so after those 3 days, though, your folks posted your bill.
Yeah, I bonded out.
Okay.
And got my lawyer and went through the.
How did you select a lawyer? You said you kind of knew who you wanted or whatever.
Because I was a bailiff also in court, almost about 18 years.
Wow.
So You've
seen the justice system.
I've seen us as blacks, as black males, help ourselves, and I've seen us hurt ourselves.
Okay.
By the way you carry yourself in court, where you come in court, where you go from 1 charge to 10 charges.
Yeah.
Or you know. So I already knew by seeing the lawyers and listening to them and knowing what they do and how they handle the business in court, I already knew who I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I already knew who I wanted.
So you've seen the justice system in full effect.
In full effect.
You knew how the lawyers act in court, and then how behind the scenes they all buddies and
they make your deal with your life before you even come to the courtroom.
Wow.
I could tell a lot of them already what they already gonna get.
Wow. And so here you are now. On one side of the law for 20 years, and in a blink of an eye, you're on the opposite side. You are the person now that's got to stand up before a judge and get a lawyer and have that same system that you swore to serve and protect now serve you this sentence that changed your life forever based on no facts.
No facts, no evidence, no DNA, no pictures, no nothing.
Not a post or anything. And this is how a lie travels, how powerful a lie can actually be, and how life-changing a lie can be, which really could have destroyed his life. He could have been, during this last 3 years, he could not be with us because most people probably couldn't survive it because it would make you depressed. It would make you suicidal, you know. And I'm sure you had some low moments.
I did, and that's what faith and family comes in.
Okay.
But I was blessed with a family. Oh my God. My dad's not here, but he's here with me. My mom is still here. My brothers and sisters, and got a few in the community that came to bat for me because they've been knowing me so long. Just a few of you.
Yeah.
Because I knew who I was, and they knew who I was. So at those low moments, those are the ones that stayed, like you, who stayed in touch with me. You know, because everybody else scattered.
Yeah.
And, you know, people say that you lost friends, but no, God revealed who your friends are.
Say that again.
You can never lose a true friend.
Never.
You can't say, well, this person turned their back on me. No, they didn't. God revealed who they really are, and you have to accept it.
You do. Say that.
Because they're not a part of your future.
Yes.
God removed them. Don't chase somebody that don't want to be a part of your life.
And that goes for not just if you're
Right.
accused of a crime or whatever. I've experienced that just in this whole walk of life I'm doing now. We talked about that. And so,
Right.
so then you get this attorney that you already knew his reputation. He's a high-powered attorney, and you knew his reputation and everything. And the charges, they had no proof, but they still had these charges. And so what happened after you got out on bail?
Well, when I got on bail, then I started reading the paperwork. And the paperwork that I was reading, first thing I noticed was how in the world did this paperwork make it this far?
Mm-hmm.
It had to be someone with a lot of power that can get this paperwork.
Yeah.
The stuff that I was reading wouldn't fly. I'm gonna give you an example
Okay.
since we're talking.
Okay.
My degree is in art.
Okay. Fine arts.
Fine arts. I've always loved Disney. I always wanted to be. I kind of want to be an animator because I started collecting Disney movies because I always wanted to try to see how long it take to make a certain scene. So I liked animation. So I just started collecting them. All of a sudden on the paperwork, those Disney tape was a lure to lure kids to my house for, whatever.
Yeah. So they come search your house and stuff?
Never searched my house. Never looked on my computers.
Well, how did they know you had these Disney movies?
Everybody knows I got.
Okay.
I'm a loving person, and people come in and do plumbing work and this and that. I'm proud of collection. Plus, I was married and had 2 stepkids, so they had them. They took some with them.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a thing. It was just Disney.
Just
VHS tape.
Every child I know loves Disney.
And if they thought about it, they would have asked me, were they DVDs or VHS?
They were VHS.
Yeah, so if I'm gonna lure a kid, I gotta go find me a VHS player so you can play the movies. First of all.
Wow.
But I mean, this was just saying a lot of stuff like this.
So you're saying that it had to be somebody that had some pull to set you up like this? Because an ordinary citizen that had no proof could not just these accusations would not have taken wings.
It wouldn't have went that far.
Yeah, I got you.
It wouldn't have went that far.
Because I'm telling you guys, when he's told me the entirety of this story, which he is writing a book, you guys, and a blog that will be up next week sometime. But the book and the blog is called
Black and Blue. God brought me through.
Yes.
Black I-N.
Yes.
Black and Blue.
A black man in blue uniform. God got him through. God got me through.
You know how God works.
Yeah, because here he is, a black man in a blue uniform who is an upstanding officer and citizen and friend and child and man of God. Now it has to stand before this racist judicial system, for lack of better words. Because the laws
Kid said, what you said? Kid said, what you said?
Because our judicial system, the laws that are written are not the laws and regulations that govern us. It's the unwritten rules for us.
Right.
It's the unwritten. Even in corporate America at work, they have all these affirmative actions or things, policies written in place, but they make the deals on the golf course. That, you know what I'm saying? Yep. It's the unwritten rules that govern all of our lives, and we need to understand those unwritten and unspoken rules that we have to learn to live and play by. You know. And so you got this attorney that had all of these accusations and not one single fact.
Nope.
Not one, like we said, not one email, one picture, one VHS. You didn't record nothing back in the day. No recorded conversations of you. No snapshot pictures of you out with anybody, or hugging or embracing or anything.
I mean, I hug and embrace everybody. That's what I do. I train athletes.
Yeah.
I rap the kids.
It's a greeting when you meet people and hug them.
I grew up in a big family, and that's just what we do.
That's what we do in my family. I'm a hugger.
That's what we do at church. So, yeah, that's it worked out for the
Okay.
It worked out for the better. It worked out like it should have worked out.
Okay. So we're gonna read a few of the comments here because you may know some of these people. Kim Campbell, how you doing, Kim? She says God has a plan for you.
That's my girl there.
Hi, Kim.
That's who's going to come to bat for me.
Please share this on your Facebook pages, you guys. Diane Williams says, God is good. Naomi Levin says, do you suspect someone that might have written this letter? Do you have an idea of who could have written this letter?
Yes.
Okay.
I do, Naomi.
He does, you guys. There's always jealousy within any department.
Diane,
Or any.
God is good. Yep, God
Yeah.
is good, Diane.
Yeah. And then Michelle Angel Park says, finally time to speak your side. Yes.
She's been there from day one.
Thank you guys for watching. Please share. And this is an exclusive interview with YAMS today, you guys. Our black men are under attack.
Yes.
And it's nothing new. They've been under attack since we got off the ships back in slavery.
Yep.
And the attacks now are not as brutal all the time. They hold us down with the justice system. They imprison and enslave us with these unspoken and unwritten rules that govern us. And so you've been a victim of this judicial system. And he's speaking out today, you guys. So after you got your attorney, you had these charges, and that was about 2018.
2018.
Did you ever get your day in court?
No, because the so-called victim didn't show.
So the accuser did not show.
Right, and most of the people who had accusations they didn't give their names.
And everybody else was anonymous.
No.
Okay.
So we're basically saying that, black men, especially out there, know your laws. Educate yourself.
Yes.
Because if they don't like you, if you're successful, trying to be successful, if you're opening up a book, and you have a lingo, and you can talk to anybody and can grow up in the corporate world, be ready. Because the way the laws are set up is they can just get Sally Sue, somebody say, he hugged me,
Yeah.
he didn't like me,
Yes.
he pinched me,
Yes.
he whatever.
Yes.
And now you're spent fighting for the truth.
Yes.
So be mindful and be careful of that. And we're not going to change anything as we go vote.
But let me ask you this. Were any of these so-called accusers black?
No. Well, yeah, there was one guinea pig they got in there. They slipped that one in there to try to make it look good.
Okay. A child, a woman, or
A child.
Oh my goodness.
And it was.
And did that person come forward?
Nobody did.
So you didn't get to see any of these anonymous people face to face in a court.
I was waiting on.
Okay. So what happened? Since there was no facts and none of them came forward, were you cleared or what happened?
Well, I wasn't exactly.
I
was cleared of what that was.
Okay, so
God presented me with another plan.
Okay, so you were charged with what? The charges were
Fondling.
Okay, which is what they call it.
Gratifying yourself.
Okay.
Just,
okay.
Yeah.
So all of those accusations, those people said you fondled them in some way.
No, like I said, one of the accusations was the Disney tape. One was because I told a girl I love you.
Okay.
One of my students.
Yeah.
This is basically what.
Okay. Yeah.
They loaded. They stacked the deck with all that.
Okay. But none of them came forth.
No.
Okay. So were those charges dropped?
Yeah. Everything is. I mean, everything is done. Everything is done.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything is done. We're moving on with the next phase of my life.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're said and done with that. But I do want to make this note that again, you have to. We're not speaking out now because one, when they got their foot, a knee on your neck, they don't want you to speak. But you also got to talk to God, and God will tell you be slow to speak.
Be slow to speak.
So
be still.
Be still to know that I am God. So you have to listen to God.
Yeah.
But just because you don't hear from him doesn't mean he's not working for you.
Yeah.
I still have some difficult times.
Yes, he does.
My brothers and sisters have to talk to me constantly because I'm a worker. I love to work. I love people. I love being me.
Yeah.
I love being who God made me to be.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time not being me sometimes.
Yeah.
because I can't do this. I
I
can't
know.
hug. I can't.
Yeah.
You can't say, hey, I love you. I can't
Yeah.
say, your hair looks nice today.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, oh, he told me his hair looked nice today.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go sign charges. That's an accusation.
So even though I want to make note of this, even though those charges, he did have to plead to a lesser charge, though, right?
Well, I don't want to get into
You don't want to get into that, I know.
I don't want to get into it.
So we can't get into. It's not totally over. We can't talk about that right now.
It's over.
But
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Okay.
I just I don't want to get into
Okay.
none of that because none of that really matters.
Okay.
Because what they were trying to do was bury me. They were
Yeah.
trying to send me to prison. They were trying to.
And he rose above it, you guys.
Yeah.
There's still some things he has to work out here. But he is here today to break his silence because this happened 3 years ago, and he has not spoken about it publicly to anyone. And he came over the other week, and he and I talked. I'm helping him with his blog, and you'll be able to subscribe to his blog, and he's going to share a lot of things that happened to him on his blog every week. And he's also taken that blog and compiling it into a book and talk about his experience. But the reason why he's doing all of this is to help somebody else, especially our young black men or our black men in general, because if a law-abiding citizen can get in this type of trouble and lose his both jobs and have troubles finding his way back and keeping his faith, just think about people who are less fortunate. You know what I mean? Who have something to their history or whatever.
Yeah, you got to have the 3 F's.
The 3 F's.
You got to have faith. You got to have family, and you got to have funds.
F-U-N-D-S.
Yeah, funds.
Money,
Money.
because they got your money.
You got your money.
They
It's gonna take money.
It's going to take money
It's
to
gonna
get
take
out.
faith. It's gonna take family who got money.
Yeah, because unfortunately, it's not about right or wrong if you did something.
Right.
It's about how much money you can come up with to get the charges dropped.
That's why a lot of us locked up today.
That's why a lot of us
Not
are
because
locked.
they did anything.
Yeah.
They don't have the funding.
I have a girlfriend like that too, who her son done some things, and the lawyer was like, if you pay me $100,000, I can get these charges, taken care of, dropped. And she was like, but he didn't do it. It didn't matter if he did it or not. Can you come up with this money?
That's it.
And so most black people can't come up with the funds.
Yep.
And so part of our prison population is because of a lot of innocent people being locked up simply because they couldn't pay the attorneys the right fees to help get them off, even though they were innocent. Mm-hmm. And so we've got to understand, as black people, all of the laws work against us. The whole system, the educational system, the judicial system, everything works against us. We have to know who we are. Princeton Apples just signed on. Hi, Princeton.
What?
I just signed him. Hi, Princeton.
Hollywood.
And so we have to know that what I love about your I hate to even call it a story, your experience, is that the main thing that helped him to get through this was increasing his faith.
Right.
Increasing, because I know I probably would have been suicidal, and not because I've done anything, because I'm scary like that. I could say police get behind me, officers behind me last week, and I'm like, pull me over or something, because I'm nervous. I'm thinking, do I have a ticket? Is my license good? Is my tags good? Do I have paid my insurance? You feel guilty.
Yeah.
When a police officer just gets behind you. And I've been that way all my life,
Right.
And so for you to have this type of faith and to come through this smiling, because he's had, you guys, some dark days. He didn't get through this smiling all lollygagging.
Right.
You've been low and depressed.
Well, I haven't been depressed, but I've had my low points because when you got people throwing stones at you,
Yes.
instead of hitting you in stones, people say they'll stab you in the back. No, these people will stab you in the front.
Say that again.
These people will stab you in the front. They ain't waiting for you to turn around and hit you with these stones. They're throwing them from the front.
Yes.
So you have to be faithful. You have to be mindful. And I'm blessed to have a wonderful church,
Yes.
church family and all that. you know who was praying for you,
Yes.
but you know who was praying on you.
Yeah, yes.
So
And you need to know the difference.
One of the first things one of the jailers said when I got out of jail, she said, every time I looked in there on you, you were on your knees.
Wow.
I said, I was fighting.
Wow.
I said, you fight these battles on your knees.
In prayer.
Yeah, so when life knocks you down, don't lay there and wallow. Do some push-ups. Get up. It knocks you down again, do some sit-ups. Get up again and keep doing that. You're going to be strong enough by the time life keeps knocking you down to this time when they hit you, like, he ain't moving.
Yeah.
I'm not moving. It's time for good trouble.
Good trouble. That's what John Lewis said. Good trouble.
Don't be fearful. Walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Fear no evil. No evil. If you know you're right, educate yourself.
Yes.
Know your law.
Yes.
Go to these meetings. Go. Don't wait till somebody does something at school to go see about your child. Go meet the teacher. Go see the principal. Go to the meeting. See what's going on. See what laws they write. Because they're passing bills, passing laws without you.
Yes.
You're on the outside. They're on the inside. We got to vote. We got to get in there and vote.
Yes.
You know.
And then you also have to educate your children, because we live in a time now where our children, are spoiled and so used to having their way that when they become drivers and out in the world without their parents, they're not cognitive of their surroundings, who they're with, what they're doing. And so the slightest little wrong turn, literally or figuratively, they could end up on this path to prison. You know? Easily. And so we've got to teach our kids how to be mindful of what they're doing, their surroundings, who they are with, because as we see with you, you can be innocent and something tragic happen like this. So it's about who you are, where you are, how you are, and where you are in your life, so that you can keep our kids on the right path, you guys, because that is my greatest, I won't say fear, but my greatest challenge is, how do we collectively protect our young boys and girls? You know, how do we protect them? And the way to protect them is to educate them.
You said it.
The way to protect our children is to educate them. And I don't mean a school education.
Right.
I mean the education of wisdom, the education of faith, the education of belief, of accountability, responsibility, because school is teaching them science, technology, engineering, and math, but they need some faith. They need some critical thinkers. They need to know how to think for themselves and not be followers.
Right.
And so the way to protect our future, which the future is our children, you know, and the way to protect our future is to protect our children. And the way to protect our children is to educate them, to make them teach them to become critical and conscious thinkers about everything that they do, every plan, every action, every word they speak, every place they go. The more you educate a child, the better prepared he can be to become a good, productive citizen who knows his or her rights.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know I always get into this speaking mode, but that's what I do.
That's what it boils down to.
That's what God has given me. We have to educate our children, because when they're out there in the world is waiting for them to make one small mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And the prison system is waiting for them to take one puff.
Right.
One puff, one drink. Even now in schools, kids can't pass. I had a nephew to get suspended years ago in elementary because he passed a note to a girl, or he touched her on the leg by mistake or something. I was like, what? You didn't even know what sex was in first, second grade. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we've got to educate our children about life skills, you guys, or not. The prison system is waiting for them by so many avenues. There are so many avenues that lead to prison. Right. So many avenues. I say teach them many avenues of revenue.
Right.
You know what I mean? Teach them how to think for themselves, because knowledge is currency. It is currency. Knowledge is currency. So tell us now, what are you doing today with your business? You guys, he is a trainer. He is fit, you guys. Oh my goodness. So tell us. I wish you were here so you could work out with me every day.
I'll come. Talk to you.
Okay.
But I'm still training every day,
Okay.
Sunday through Sunday.
Okay.
I've been blessed to do that. I've been doing that 28 years.
And what your double A? What's your name? Your
Team Avant.
Team Avant.
Team Avant. We have athletes of all ages. You know, I do aerobics class in cold water called Body Jam for those who want to go in cold water and do it. But
Body Jam.
I've been blessed to get this temple right while God's working on the temple that He gave me.
Yeah.
I just been building on to it, adding on to it,
Yeah.
and providing fitness. I've been doing a lot of writing. I'm gonna start this blog that you're help spearheading for me, so I can help others out there that need to know. You know, there's a lot of black and blue that's out there that might be in my same situation.
Yes.
And just letting you know the enemy's they're gonna come. They're still gonna come for me. That's just what they do. Enemies, that's what they're for. You know.
Yeah.
Just like a negative, from a camera.
Yes.
A negative develops into a positive.
Yes,
You got to have the negative first.
Yes, say
So
that.
take
now.
that negative,
I love that
make
analogy.
that negative and use it to your advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't crank a car without a negative cable on the battery.
It takes negative to charge anything.
Yeah. So,
It takes a positive and a negative. So I always tell people, all your negativity around me, if you feel negatively about me, I thank you. Because I take that negativity, whatever it may be, and charge it. It fuels me
right.
to be better, to do better, to live better, to know better, to want better. I need that negativity. So thank you for being negative towards me because it's helping to charge my positivity. You know? So we need that negativity. And if you can turn it around into your life, like I told Arthur earlier, and this is something God gave me years ago, that when you are walking your path and you decide to follow it wherever it leads, then all of your disadvantages in your life, no matter what they are or have been, become your advantages. It becomes something you can speak and teach and others on how to get over, get through, or climb up or climb out. You know what I mean? Right. So those disadvantages work for you to your advantage when you conquer them. Look how you looking at me.
I hang on her every word. We've been doing it too long. Not too long, but yeah.
And he just gave me a high compliment too because he said he takes what I say and means something to him. It helps his life. That is what God has given me. Because my word is my bond, my trust, my loyalty, actually.
Because one of the last time you come to see me was in a play.
Yes. In 2017, when I first got home.
Funny how life. I played Carly Haley in A Time to Kill.
Time to Kill, yes.
And I was up for
some
Best
awards.
Leading Actor award in that. She came to see me in that.
Yes.
But I'm just letting the Lord lead me and listening to His guidance.
Yes.
And it's,
yes.
trying to be patient so I won't become a patient.
I like that.
So I got to have my patience. And God teaches you patience.
Yes.
He teaches you. I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to show you everything. But just keep going. Keep moving through the storm.
Yeah.
Wherever I put you,
yeah.
be content until I put you somewhere else.
Yes.
So that's, I'm just training right now until He tells me different.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing this.
Yes.
And I'm excited about it because I know this is going to help someone else out there in this world. And, thank God. Thank God for everybody, for you, for this show, this program, for our friendship, those that were with me. I thank my enemies.
Yes, thank them.
I thank my church family, my loving family, my mom, brothers, sisters, all of them. Everybody's involved. Yeah. So his blog will be coming up next week, you guys. I do websites on the side too. I wear so many hats. And we just had a little glitch. So next week his website, his blog will be up under authoravant.com, and I'm going to post it once we get it final. Okay. He'll be posting once a week, sharing tidbits of what this experience has been. If you are a police officer or a black man in uniform, whether it be police, fire, or whatever, and you'd like to come on the YAMS Talk Show and share your experience, I'm open to that. I'm open to interviewing people from everyday people who are making a difference every day in their lives. Today, however, is my last show in the series Black Men and Endangered Species.
I'm going to take the rest of the month off. I need a break to finish my own biography.
Don't get rested like I did.
I need a break. Typically, I'm on hiatus during the summer months, but with the coronavirus and everything, my dad died. You know, I just did a summer series. But tonight, I'm concluding that summer series of Black Men and Endangered Species. And what a high note to end the series on with someone who's been through and on both sides of the law and come out victorious with a stronger faith than he had when he first went in. And I'm proud to have you as my friend. Lifelong friend, you guys. Lifelong friend. And I'll be back. YAMS will be back after Labor Day. So it's about a month from now. I'll be back. I'm going to take some time off to finish some other projects that I got going on. And honestly, I'm still grieving, you guys. I ask for you to keep me in your prayers. Because the weekends are hard for me because I absolutely miss my dad. You know,
talk about it all the
time. Yeah. And so weekends when I would go see him and cook for him and things like that. So the weekends I'm at home crying, y'all. I got to get out the house and do something. Because at home I'm crying. I miss my dad. I'm still grieving really bad. So I'm going to take the next month off and regroup. I'm working on, when Corona is over, I'll be releasing my autobiography, The Gift of Words. I'm going to have a big book celebration where I'm going to actually perform. I'm going to do some stand-up comedy, some spoken word poetry, a little inspiration, read from The Gift of Words. The tickets price to get in will include your entry fee to get in to see me perform and a book. I'm doing like Prince. You'll get a book and to see me perform for the same price. I haven't gotten the venue yet because places are not booking yet because we don't know when this is going to be over. But as soon as this is over, I'm going to have this big debut and I'm going to ask all the YAMS guests, which is about 200 people now, believe it or not, the last 4 years, to come out that night of the book release to be in the audience so that I can honor all of my guests who've been on the show. It's going to be a big YAMS celebration, you guys, as I share my life story and how I got to be who I am today, living the life that God intended for me. You know what I mean? Amen. And he gave me the gift of words. So
he did that.
He did that. I literally have the gift of words, whether it be singing, writing, speaking, poetry, comedy. I have the gift of words, and words are powerful. So I have to be careful how I use them.
Some can't handle it.
Some can't handle it. But I've learned to be responsible with my words, even when I cuss a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Tell some jokes or whatever. But I have the gift of words, and so that's something I'm working on. And as Corona ends, I'm also hoping to get back with a live studio audience like I had started earlier this year. But everything takes time. And like you, I've learned to be still. To be still and allow the universe, allow God to align me with what I need to do next. So I say this every week. I've learned to let my next move be my best move. And move accordingly to the will of God in my life.
Got to.
Don't jump the gun on things. So, like I said, this is the last show for about a month. Thank you for coming on and breaking your silence. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. Thank you guys for watching today. I'll be posting comments and things, but I'm trying to stay off social media for the next 4 weeks, limited, because I need a break. I need to rest, recoup, re-energize, regenerate, rejuvenate, and finish these projects that I got going on. And come back with a brand new season here at my home studio here in Cordova. We're going to get back to interviewing more women with all the issues that we have and the things we've overcome. Some of the politicians have agreed to come on the show who won this past election. So I got a lot of people want to be on the show, you guys. I just got to rethink how I do things and make YAMS more profitable and prosperous in my life, you guys. So Until the week after Labor Day, I will see you then. Thank you guys so much. You can get over, hit that button.
right.
Thank you.
I will do that.
To my son Cameron in Alaska, I hope you are watching. He is fine, you guys. And I'm so proud of him. But thank you guys. I'll see you in about a month. Just hit